Hey YouTube, Video Nasty back again. So a quick shot of some of my movies. They're totally out of order right now, but as I get them all into order, I'll do more of a review on them all. But next up, I'm gonna do my Fulci movies. So I got a couple of books here. Got the Rue Morgue issue. It's got a ton of cool stuff all about the Fulci movies, some wicked pictures. Splinter in the Eye from Zombie 2. Little girl with her brains blown out from the ground. Blizzard of maggots there. The City of the Living Dead. The zombie. There's the Gates of Hell there. He's got a bunch of like little write-ups on all his different movies, and then like which ones are his like must-sees and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a nice little issue, Rue Morgue. Then in the Book of the Dead here, Fab Press, or Jamie Russell made it. There's lots of cool stuff, lots of cool pictures, like alternative poster art. Some nice color pictures, nice write-up on his zombie trilogy and all that. This is a must-have book for any zombie fan. And then in this one, I believe the Zombies, the Ultimate Guide. Some nice little pictures here and there. Some good reviews on all the zombie movies. And then in Jay Slater's Eaten Alive, some write-ups on, zombie flesh eaters. But what's really cool is, I believe there's interviews with McCall and about how she's in a bunch of his movies. There's one there with McCulloch. So anyways, this is a must-have book. You can get it pretty cheap, I think. But anyways, onto my DVDs. Got the original Shriek Show, Lizard and Woman Skin. I watched this movie once. It's decent. I like the scenes with the dogs where he got took into court over or whatever because they thought it was real animal cruelty. It's pretty cool. Then we have Don't Torture a Duckling. I originally got this on VHS when it first came out. It's a sleazy little movie. I love the drug addict lady upstairs, like trying to seduce the kid. And I love this scene where you see a little kid drowned. It's a pretty haunting part. It's a good movie. Gotta watch it again. I love when what's her face gets whipped. Yeah, Florinda Balkan. When she gets whipped, the big chunks are getting ripped off her face. Is pretty cool. And the ending is pretty cool. In the ending of Don't Torture a Duckling, they kind of use in the opening, like it's not the same scene, but it's the same thing in The Psychic, with the person falling off the cliff, smashing their face. This movie's good. It's got a lot of cool music in it, and it's definitely one of his better giallos, or whatever you want to call it. Then there's The Black Cat, which is a cool movie. It doesn't get a lot of love, but it's definitely a must-see if you're a fan. It's definitely one of his lesser known, or lesser, like, underrated movies. New York Ripper. I remember when I heard about this movie, a buddy told me about it. I had to get it. I went downtown in Toronto and I was searching and searching. This was years ago when DVDs first came out, and I actually found it the first time, like, in one of the shops when I was down there. I paid quite a bit for it. But, I mean, this movie's just bizarre. I love it. It's so sleazy. A lot of cool scenes in New York, and, I mean, like, this movie's awesome. The guy sticking his toe up the girl's cooch and, slicing off nipples, and it definitely lived up to what my buddy told me about it. Then we got Manhattan Baby, which is definitely one of his weirder movies. It's sort of like Rosemary's Baby, Exorcist, and Poltergeist all mixed into one. It's a really strange one. It's not a great movie, it's not even a good movie, but it's definitely a must-have for a Fulci fan. It's got good music in it also. I also have it on the Shameless UK DVD. Amazon sent me this by mistake because I had ordered 2 other Shamelesses, and they sent me this one by mistake and told me to keep it, and then sent me the one that I wanted after. So I'm going to keep it anyways. It's cool. And then we got Contraband, which is a good one. I have a lot, I have a lot of bootlegs of these Italian crime movies, and I mean, I'm starting to get into them, and this one is definitely one of the better ones. It's got some pretty cool gore in it, some good, headshots, and it's a good movie all about smuggling. I like it. Then we get into Conquest, which I love this movie. It is the most weirdest, bizarre movie. It's sort of a kid's movie, but it's not a kid's movie. A kid can't watch this because there's tits everywhere and gore everywhere, but it's one of those fantasy Conan rip-offs. I don't know, I love this movie. I love the way that it's filmed with the weird, just the weird atmosphere and the colors, and I don't know, it's a cool movie. There's some cool enemies in it, like those dog guys that sniff cocaine and fucking go crazy, and there's swamp zombie things, and I don't know, this is a great movie. Then we get Cat in the Brain, which I grew up watching on bootlegs, and finally Grindhouse released this one, and I missed out on the lenticular cover, but whatever. I'm just glad to have a decent edition instead of all the bootlegs I've had. It's sort of his greatest hits of violence, and I mean, there's scenes from movies that he didn't make, he was the producer of, and he just sort of throwing in the best of all these different gory scenes. I love the scene with the kid on the tricycle and he gets his head chopped off with a chainsaw, which is pretty fucking brutal. And then there's The House of Clocks, which was a made-for-TV movie. Him and Lenzi I think Lenzi did a couple, and he did these 2, which is House of Clocks and then The Sweet House of Horrors. The House of Clocks is definitely the better of the 2. It's a lot more gory, and I mean, it's not great. It's definitely not one of his better movies, but it's watchable and there's some good gore in it. And then there's The Sweet House of Horrors, which is bizarre and it's fucking ridiculously stupid, and I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it, but you kind of have to have it if you're a Fulci fan. Then we got Murder Rock, which I've never watched the whole thing yet. I keep starting to watch it. It's sort of like Fame, but with Fame mixed with fucking a slasher movie. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's very 80s. Flashdance and fucking Fame mixed with murder. I don't know. It's kind of cool, I guess. And then there's Touch of Death, which gets a lot of hate, but I love this movie. I think it's fucking dark comedy, and I mean, it's pretty brutal. Scenes from this are in Cat in the Brain. I had this on a bootleg VHS growing up, and I don't know, I'm glad to have it on a real DVD. Then we got this one, Sodoma's Ghost or whatever. I had this on a shitty bootleg before, and I tried to watch it, but I don't know, it was such a murky copy that I never bothered to. So I'll give this one another shot. I know it's one of his later shitty ones, but I'll definitely watch it. Demonia. I don't know. I could never get into this movie. I mean, there's some scenes that are cool, like the guy getting ripped in half and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's just it just seemed really cheap, and the background, I don't know. I'm gonna have to rewatch it again. There's a cool part when they go down into that cathedral or whatever, and there's all those real human skulls and bones. That's pretty cool. I guess it's pretty creepy. Then we got The New Gladiators, which is his post-apocalyptic Running Man type fucking movie. I watched this like once. It was brutally shitty, but and it's a shitty DVD. It's one of those trauma ones. It's not the best transfer, and it's got Al Cliver in it, which is kind of cool. I'll have to give this one another watch. Just remember, it's a bunch of guys on motorcycles running around, fucking doing crazy shit. Then we got Zombie 2. I mean, I don't have to say nothing about this movie. It's a classic. It's definitely one of my favorite Fulcis. And Zombie 3, which gets a lot of hate, and I don't know. The scenes that he filmed, I believe, are the opening with the guys running around and in the suits like Dawn of the Dead, but I don't know, in the contamination suits and shit. This is a good movie. I mean, it's shit, but it's fun to watch. Then we got See Living Dead and the Arrow DVD. This is a great DVD. I bought it on DVD instead of Blu-ray because I don't know, I don't have a region-free Blu-ray. I have region-free DVD, so I figure I'll just buy the Blue Underground Blu-ray. But it's got a ton of cool shit. Postcards, nice poster. Few special features that the Blue Underground doesn't have, but this is a great edition. I love Arrow DVDs. There's the Anchor Bay, Gates of Hell. This is one of the first Fulci movies I ever owned. Hands down, the fucking music in Say the Living Dead or Gates of Hell, it's unbelievable. Frizzy did such wicked fucking music in these movies, and I think it makes the movie. And I mean, the blizzard of maggots, the fucking crying blood, the drill through the head, I mean, puking up entrails. I mean, this movie's fucking classic. Then we got the Anchor Bay double, House by the Cemetery and The Beyond. And then I've got an Arrow, House by the Cemetery. Comes with a poster and some cool shit on there. There's that fucking Bob. Fuck Bob. I still love the movie though, it's pretty creepy. And then I got the Beyond tin, and I'm sure you've all seen inside it. It's got a nice little booklet inside there. Cool stuff in it. Bunch of little postcards. When I bought this, it was off a guy on like a trading forum or something, and it was still wrapped and everything, and I paid, it was still sealed, but I think they had resealed it because these postcards weren't sealed when I opened it. And I know a buddy of mine, he had the tin and his were wrapped and sealed, so I think they just had resealed the box and tried to pass it off as new. But whatever, I was going to open it anyway, so it didn't really matter. But anyways, that's all my Fulci stuff, I believe. And I guess Argento will probably be next, or Coscarelli.